We are good to go. And what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome into the live stream. We're just getting a few things all set up here, and then we will be rocking and rolling, making the night a fun night. How you doing? Ooh. All right, it should be okay. I was checking my bandwidth, make sure I have enough bandwidth for this stream. The multi-streaming takes a lot. Set that guy down. And we're going to get everything rocking and rolling. What's up, Jack? Oh, what's up, Bayo? How are you doing? Tiffany, good morning or good evening. Colleen, how are you? Eric, what's happening? All right. What? Huh. I don't even know what that's from. That was an interesting piece. All right, let me put some of this away for a second. Visual cleanup for a minute. There we go. Haha. Oh, what's up, Cruisin'? How you doing? Melissa. What's happening? Leslie? KCH? Yeah, the dolphins look good. They look good on that acrylic base. What's up, Mike? Yeah, on the light base and everything, that looks outstanding. I wish I could show you the dichro through the ball this way, top down. It's pretty outstanding, to be honest. Extremely happy with it. Extremely happy. Tonight we are doing a few flowers and a few oddball pieces. What's up, John? How you doing? Right about there. Where is everyone? You know what? Right now the live streams are kind of crazy. You got your marble? Awesome, Kevin. You're like my last TikTok order right now. I don't know what's happening with your TikTok shop, but mine is completely whacked. They're like doing 50% discounts on my stuff without me even asking. And then these free shipping charges, all kinds of stuff is weird. I don't know what's going on with it. I literally had to cancel orders because I would have lost money. Let me grab Mountain Dew because I definitely need to pump up some caffeine tonight. Mountain Dew should sponsor me. I'm not kidding. Mountain Dew should totally sponsor me. There we go. Yours as well, room 7. Yeah, everything's shifting over, but I'm just telling you right now, my TikTok shop, like I had a sale for, I think the total was $70 and my net to me was $20. They like did all these discounts and stuff. Bayo told someone called Dip. You know, I saw that, Bayo. So I talked to Stephanie about it, and what we're going to do is make you one of your own. Bayo, you've been so patient with everything. I'm just going to make a really, really cool one for you that you don't have to dibs on. We're just going to make you one. And I promise you it'll be in the opals and all that stuff to you. But yeah, there was an email, the email chain and all that. So I'm going to make you a personal one that is exotic. And you just tell me the colors you want to go and we'll make it. We'll make it live. And I promise you no one will have the same one, ever. Nobody will ever do it. It'll be your own version. There are a million different combos you can do. But yeah, let me make you one that is exclusively yours. And I appreciate everybody going through the growing pains with the website. It's a little crazy right now, but we're trying to get there. All right. Yeah, it's totally crazy. Let's get started real quick. So what we'll do, we definitely have to make a flower at the moment. And this one is for Shane. Let me warm up with a flower and let's make a kick butt. Yeah, I'm going to put an awesome creative swing on it. Trust me, when you turn me loose, I can go wild. When you turn me loose to just let me have fun, you'll get way more than you ever bargained for. Let's get the flour out of the way real quick so I can kind of warm my fingers up, and then we'll go right into the marble. I already prepared for marble up here. So we are already set for it. And probably it's going to be bigger than you thought because that's just the way I roll. They're always bigger. I don't know why. I try to make them like normal size, and then they come out bigger. All right, let's get this marble going. This is for Shane. He ordered this quite a while ago, actually. I just needed to try and get a time in for him. So this is the really cool one, though. This is the cobalt glass. Oops, where's my... Uh-oh. There I was all prepared for one thing. I forgot about the other. This is the really cool one. This is the cobalt with the gold fuming. This is a newer color combo for me, and it's a little intimidating at the moment because I've only done like 2. And I'm going to try and replicate this color over and over. All right, let's get this thing going. But while we're making this, I'll start thinking about the how we're going to do your marble. I'll start planning it in my head, which is scary. Are the roses done? We're getting roses done now. Yeah. This one is for Shane. And this is the cobalt with the gold. This is a cool color combo. It's a little weird because I've never had this color pattern come out. We've been able to replicate it twice. But it's an odd combo. I'll show you guys what it is. Let me get these 2 more petals on here. And we'll go from there. Man, it's cold again. I know that people going through the ice storm have no sympathy for me at the moment, and I don't blame you. Because it's not as cold as what you guys are going through, but it definitely affects my nose for some damn reason. And I had to go to the dentist. Although good news, I don't have any. I don't need any work done. So I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, thank you for the memberships doing that. Okay. Let's bring this in. I'm definitely going to reorder crushed opals too. Oops. Damn it, just burnt my microphone cover on that one. All right, we're good there. So the first 3 petals look very much like nothing. They are, in fact, quite disorganized. You can see them in there. Not much to it in the beginning. In fact, we're going to leave that there for 1 second. I'm going to bring the roses out. so I can show you the color we're working with. Gotta do this carefully. So this is the color rose we're working on. Got that dark golden blue to it. We're going to pull it off to the side view for just a second. This is the one we're working on currently. I think this is one of the prettiest color combos on the planet. There. I actually don't like it with a lot of light on it. I like it like that. I think that is its elegance right there. That to me is elegant. If I had to choose any rose currently, this would be a very hard decision. That would be an extremely hard decision to do. We're going to park that right there just to keep it safe. Move you out of the way. We got too much up here at the moment. All right, let's continue with this and make it work. Nope. You are the one I'm looking for. All right, let's get this guy all looking beautiful. But yeah, I love that color combo. What's up, Red Squeak? I think that color is, man, it's a hard decision if I had to choose. It's between that and the other blue version that is the blue-green. That one's also really pretty. Because that one reminds me of like jewel tones. Okay, bring this up. Get a couple more on here and I'll show you the progress. This is where it starts to form. Yep, there. All right, and one more. And we're going to bring it in. Like that. And smooth it out. And let's bring it up so y'all can see. Make it look easy. You know what? It's been 32 years of practice, my friend. I appreciate the cool compliment, though, Jimmy. I genuinely appreciate that. What's up, Dragonfly? How are you doing, Frost? Okay, we're going to add some more petals on here. And after this, we're going to do a custom marble for Bayo. She's going to have an awesome marble. I already know it. I've been working it out in my head already. Definitely. Yeah, Kevin's here. What's up, Daisy Girl? Would you make me a crown of thorns? No, it's not something I specialize in. That would be a totally different, like, avenue. It's not that I have a problem with the item. It's just not the, it's not something that I'm comfortable with as far as style wise. That would require what's called lace work. And I'm not super good at lace work right now. I'm okay, but not really, really good. And if you're talking a crown of thorns, I'm not going to disrespect the item and have it look crappy. So I wouldn't do it unless I can make it look good. It's just no different than a menorah or any type of religious item. I would not attempt without knowing that I could make it 1000% amazing. Doesn't matter what religious item it is. I will tell you though, the one item, I'm going to let a little secret out. The one item I have wanted to replicate. Anybody want to get, if it was any artifact, religious artifact, anybody want to guess what item I want to make out of glass? We'll put a guess out there. Throw it in chat if you think you know what it is. And there we are. We got the multi-petals going on. We're going to do one more row of this size, and then we're going to jump it up. Holy Grail is a good one, but no. Praying hands, rosary. No, rosary would actually be possible. Dragon, no. Cross, nope. Nope. Aztec death whistle. That actually may be kind of cool, to be honest. I never thought about Aztec stuff. Maybe I should look at some of that. I like the Aztec culture. Nativity? No. Nope. Cut? Nope. Bow and arrow? Nope. Heaven's Gate? No, that would be cool though. Bigfoot? Yeah, that's on my Ark of the Covenant. Yes. Bale, I actually got it. I would love to make the Ark. The only thing that I am trying to work out in my head is the actual box. I know I could do the top portions of it. 100%. I can make that. I know I can make the lid. It is the box that is the problem. The actual container. But I know I could do the top. The top angels with the wings, man, that would be so freaking cool. Throw an Indiana Jones whip next to it out of glass. That would be even better. Make a little Indiana Jones whip and hat. Yeah, I think it would be really cool. The Ark would be very cool, but Memento Freak mentioned Aztec. I got to look at Aztec stuff. I kind of dig Aztec art. I like making some cool stuff. The Easter Island Moye, the statues, the head statues off Easter Island. Done a couple of those. I showed you guys the little pendant I did of that. But I've actually done the statue, which was fun. I don't know, I'm just weird, I guess. There we are. And then so we're going to jump up in size. This is where it gets bigger. I'm so sorry about my nose. It's cold out and I can't help it. It feels like allergy stuff. Use a mold for the base? No, if I'm going to do the Ark, I would have a stained glass person make the container itself, and then make a lamp work all the top. I've thought about it, as you can tell, but I would have a stained glass person make the actual container, and then figure out how to fuse on borosilicate items to it. Probably have to use a ultraviolet glue or something. All right, we're getting pretty far into this flower. We're not too far off. Okay, let's grab the couple more petals and you'll see where we're at. Here we are. These definitely jump up in size. Get a little squishy there. Then we're going to add one more. I'll show it to you, and then we definitely need 3 more minimum on here. Can be 3 to 5 depending on how it's looking. Probably this if possible, Red Squeak, on the tubes. I would probably go the tube because this one is this one's changing. Uh-oh, crap. Crap. All right. Not a mistake, just a different placement. I'm out of order now. I'll show you what happened. I'll bring it in. So I meant to go place it in that blank spot right there, but I put it right in the opposite side. Now, it didn't mess it up. It just means I have to change up my angles a little bit. Yeah, so, yeah, Red Squeak, I would say the tubes. Can you look at the torches, glass torch? The glass torch technologies are the best torches, in my opinion. Now, Bedlam also makes super good torches, and Carlisle's are also really good. Carlisle's are just loud. But I'm going to tell you, on a Carlisle torch, you'd be hard-pressed to break that thing. They're really indestructible. If you want a torch that you cannot really break, get a Carlisle. The only drawback of these torches are they are fragile. The glass torch technologies are super fragile. This skin that's on here is like so thin that's why you never see me tap it on anywhere but the knob here. My very first torch from them was a Mirage, and I cracked my punty off on the top of my Mirage and dented it. I had it 2 hours and I dented it. I was so pissed. Man, I was mad. It was like $2,000 for a torch and I just dented it in 2 hours. Okay, let's get this guy built up. And back then, a Mirage was $2,000 because you had to overpay to get it. I got my Mirage when the when they very first came out, and you had to be on like a year waiting list to get one, literally a year. And someone had bought one and it was too hot for them. It was way too hot. They weren't used to it. So they were selling it and they put it on eBay and it went up to 2,000. I was like, I had to have it though. And it was worth it. The extra money that I paid for it was worth it because it sped my production up by a lot because it is so hot. But yeah, my very first GTT, I overpaid. I paid over sticker for it. And then when I built the little factory that I had, I called them up and said, I need 16 Phantoms, 12 Mirages, and 5 Lynx. Then they were like, okay, we'll ship to you. All right, let's bring this up. What's up, Mama Bear? Okay, so we got this all filled out now. Here comes the magic pretty quick here. I'm going to leave this up front for a second. We're going to add in the little fake greenery. Leave it up here for a second. So this little bit right here just helps secure the flower to the rod. Otherwise, that is its weakest point right there. I can't tell you how many times I did these without that and they broke. They would crack right there or break right there. So I figured out just take the extra minute and put it in. Okay, let's get ready for this. So we are making this color, this reddish blue purple, and we're going to transform it to that color from that blue. So this process is called gold fuming. It is where we vaporize the gold. We're going to superheat it to where it becomes nanoparticles, and it's so light that the flame will carry it up to the glass. So it'll melt here and come all the way up and coat the rose. Very much like plating it. All right, there we are. Let's grab some gold. Got a little bit right here. Let's do its first run. Got to find the gold. I think it's right there. I think I hit it right off. Okay, first coat is done. So this is the first coating. So you can see it changed a little bit. We're going to grab our borax laundry soap. And yes, I've had several people ask me, is it really borax laundry soap? And the correct answer is yes, it is borax. And here we go. We're going to change the color again. This is really old school. The book behind me, no, not the one that's on display. I have a book behind me that describes doing this process. Okay. Now I'm going to bring it in so you guys can see it changed up again. We're not quite at that color that I want to be. So we need to go a little bit more gold again. Going to tighten the flame up just a little bit. Flame chemistry on gold is super important. Depending on how much oxygen and how much propane you have running through it, it does change the color a little, as you're about to find out. Gotta hit it way up here, a little down there. So we're getting close to the color. Oh man, that stupid dolphin's in the way. So we're almost there, but you can see it's changing. We'll use the side view when we get close to being done here. Stuff's dripping everywhere. Almost done. We're going to go to the side view just so you guys can see for a second what we're looking at. So you can see it's kind of going from that cobalt to the purples now. So we're getting that kind of purpley look to it. And that is the gold. We're going to stay on side view for the moment so you guys can watch it transform again. And this one does require a little bit of extra attention to get it to work right. There's my gold. And I think we're pretty close. There we are. Now we got those purpley colors running through. I still think there's more room for it. I ran out of gold on that rod, so we're going to have to grab the second back up. Yeah, one more shot with gold, we should be good. This one has lots of gold on it, so it shouldn't take long. Oh yeah. There goes my gold. Yeah, gonna have to go scavenger that later. Let's see if I can find any of it right now. I think I see a little tiny chunk of it down there. Yep. There we go. That's it. Done. So now we got those colors kind of bouncing through, the purples coming through. As soon as it cools off, it'll look amazing. And then when you add the light to it, it just creates that kind of natural flowery color look. Then back down. I like that look. That to me is pretty. I'm just going to move a few things around at the moment. See, this is part of the fun stuff. See the gold stuck to my tweezers right there? That's a little part of the gold nugget right there. Fell off. At least I know where it went. Oh, I forgot normal camera view. Sorry. I always have to look for the tools to see if it's stuck to anything. Nope. I'll find it later now. Let me grab what I can of it. I'll find it later. If you can't get used to gold falling off on fuming, don't do it. Yeah, I don't see any more. It probably went under my torch. Sometimes they like to hide themselves under little spots like that. All right, we'll get back to it later. Got to move this out of the way so we don't break it. All right, from here on out, we're going to make an awesome marble for Bayo. It's going to be amazing. I already have a few designs in my head for incorporating it. I have to grab some crushed opal, of course. I don't know which one has the most in it. Let me see if there's any in any of these. If not, I'm going to toss these containers. Okay, that one's done. Done. Oh, there was a lot in that one. Woo! That's good. A little bit in there. And a little bit in there. Let me see what else I have in crushed opal. All right, this is the big stuff. All right, these are the little bigger chunky chunks. So this is more of the crushed opal. We're going to pop it in there. There. All right, let's get ready. Going to move this out of the way. Grab this. And got that. Definitely need some black. All right, let me grab some colors. I'm going to be off screen for just 1 second. I can talk to y'all though. If you have any questions, don't forget to type them in chat. I can hopefully answer it. I'm going to grab some of the colors I need, and we're going to get started. Oh, there you are. Definitely want you. No. There. You and you for sure. No. Nope. Okay, got that. Sorry guys, it's just taking me a minute to get this all situated. Definitely not you. And I think that's it. Sorry, it took me a minute to find what I needed to find. Oh, no, I need one more. Sorry, I lied. I definitely need one more color in here. Okay. Now we're all good. All right, sorry. One second. I keep bouncing back and forth, but I want to make sure I got everything I possibly need. Because once we start, we can't stop. Make sure I have enough chunky monkey stuff. We're going to cut this. Okay. All right, we're going to start off with some dichro. Going to get that all set up first. We're going to pop in some amazing dichro. Then we're going to get the opals all set up. And then we'll start building into the color. I definitely want to throw some uranium in there too. So I want to leave my options really open. That and one more. There. All right. So we're going to throw some Lucy in this one too. So this will have the pinky Lucy color as well. Damn it. So we're going to have the UV on it. I just have to keep this completely separate. All right, let's get the dichroic done first. We're going to use the amazing dichro that we have. Trying to see if I want to do the... All right, Beo, before we get started, last option here. I'll probably go to side view because you're not going to see it that well. Sorry, guys. 1 second. There we go. All right, Beo, we doing the fire reds, which is on the bottom, or the blue greens up at the top? You get to pick whichever one you want. The fiery on the bottom, which is the bigger chunk right there, or the two on the top. I don't care which one either one of them are fine. Those are the colors bouncing through it. Whichever one you want, Beo. Yeah, this is definitely coming fiery. You got it. Let's go. Now we're going to go. Sit down, buckle up, and hold on. We're about to have some fun. Oh, we got to change views too. Let's change the view. All right, here we go. I think I'm going to punch it in for this so you guys get a little better view. Nope. There. So this is the Dichroic we're going to be working with. This is the fiery colors. And we're going to pop that on there. So this has a red and gold and yellow look to it, but it also has a translucent green. So we're going to bring it out here. You can see right there, it goes a little green and then golden reds. And here we go. This one's a little thicker than normal, so we got to take it a little slower. So we got the first coat on. I love how it looks when it comes out like that. It's definitely much more reflective. And then we got to do the back end. This is where it gets a little bit, you have to be super careful right here. This is the side that actually has the metal coating that creates the color. If it enters the flame directly, it will 100% burn it off. So you have to take it super slow. Man, that's beautiful. I forgot how beautiful this color is. We're going to bring it out. Oh, man. We'll go to the side. This isn't showing it. Bring it there. So we start getting those colors transitioning through. Now this will be fiery colors when it's all done. You can see them kind of transitioning through right now. Change the angles and it'll look super fantastic. All right, we do have to cover the sides on this one in particular. So the reason you have to cover the sides on this one is it is so wide of a piece of dichro. When you cut it, it scratches the sides of the glass when you slice them. Like leaves a little jagged edge. And if you don't cover it up, when you go to make it, it's going to leave these little scarring marks like it was scratched all the way around. So you have to cover them up in order to hide all that and get rid of it. Okay, last look at it before we transfer it. So we got all the colors bouncing through. We're going to twist it up and turn it to a galaxy. Here we go. So what's going to happen on here is we're going to take that flat surface, we're going to spin it up and basically eviscerate all that flat metal in there, all the metal that's coated on there. It's going to shred it apart like going through a confetti maker, like making glitter. And as we twist it up, it keeps ripping the surface apart, stretching it. And the more you do it, the more you get these little tiny particles bouncing through. And it looks like a galaxy. When you get to the top up here, you got to be really careful. Don't want to trap any air. From that little spot. We'll go to the side view. This is the best view for seeing up close in detail with it. So there it is from the side now. You can see all those little micro lines running through. That's where I spiraled it up. So that's all that flat surface in spiral. And I don't know if it's going to show the dichro yet. It needs to cool off a little. It's not going to show the glitter just yet. But you can definitely see those spirals running through. That's what the dichro should look like when it's all done. Should be spiraled like that. Just in case anybody was ever wondering. All right, next step is we got to add a bunch of clear to that and magnify the whole thing. Yeah, you're usable, but all right, good. So we're just going to add this on, make a big clear lens on it, back it with a little color, and then we're going to put it in the kiln and start working on the opal portion. You want to add this on without, again, trapping any air. You want to keep it as bubble-free as possible. You'll get a few. Nothing horrible, though. Okay, we're got a little bit more to go, and I think we'll be okay on this end for a little while. Okay, we're going to separate it. Okay, I'm going to bring it out into full view for a little bit. There we go. Give you guys a break because we're going to start using some of the molds. So first process is come in and just kind of let it gently push in a little. Kind of got a stubby mushroom. It does look like a stubby mushroom. Watch. See? That look like a little mini mushroom at the moment. You might be able to see some of the sparkle coming out soon. Down here. Yeah, a little bit of sparkles coming out. The more it cools, the more the color comes out. All right, let's bring it back out and get this thing backed up and done with the way I want it to do. Definitely need you for later. Oh, perfect. All right, first things first, we're going to kind of collapse this back down. We're going to start adding color to the back of it in preparation for adding it to the full marble. All right, there we are. We're separating it. Move this Dichro out of the way. All right, we could probably bring it up close. I don't need the other version for a moment. So for those of you that are new and you haven't seen this channel or anything, my glasses are made with a material called dididium glass or ACE 202. There's a couple variants, but it filters out a lot of the light spectrum like that. Yep, we definitely made the dolphins. Dolphins were made a long time ago. So that's how I see everything. The dolphin assiette was originally going to be a wine goblet, but I just never got around to making a cup and putting the base on it. So we just finished it off and made it into a sculpture. Would have been a big ass wine goblet though. That was kind of the point behind it. All right, so we got it shrinking down. And we're almost melded in. Had to get rid of that mushroom stem. There. See, we got rid of the mushroom stem. We're good to go there. Let it cool off for a second. I'll try and bring it down so you guys, the Dichro's too hot. It's not showing up yet. Actually, you know what? Technically, I like this side better than this side. Yeah, we're going to switch it. We're going to switch sides. So we got the Dichro there. I like it better on this side. It has more of a galaxy look. It's looking a lot brighter over here. There, you can see some of the color coming in. And it'll get lots more color in there in just a little bit. But I like that a lot better. It looks better there than the other side. That looks way better. Yeah, that side is definitely nicer. So we're going to make a quick flipping decision here. Well, back. I'll show you the difference. I'll bring it back out one last time here. See the difference? I don't know if you can tell much of a difference, but there's the difference between the two. I thought the other side was much brighter visually. This one's not bad, but the other side's definitely better. All right, first things first, we're going to use some purple. This is the tanzanite purple. We're going to back it up with some purple. Then we're going to use electrum and get that really nice shimmer. And then we're going to do a super dark purple. I think I used dark amethyst. We'll be using dark amethyst for the last part. So let's go ahead and fuse this in. And thank you all for hanging with me. I had a crappy day today. I'm trying not to be a buddy-duddy on here, but I had a really crap day. So if I hope I'm not translating that through here, but I thought I owed you all an explanation if I'm kind of like off. I'm hoping I'm not off. No, it's okay. Crappy days happen. They happen. Okay, so we're going to bring this in. We got a little, Devo hat of purple on there. It looks like a Devo hat now. No, it's okay. No one needs to apologize. I appreciate the sentiment. I just wanted to explain that if my moods, I think I'm doing all right. I think I'm all right. You guys make me feel better. That's why I like live streaming. You guys always bring my mood up. All right, we're going to take the electrum and we're going to back it up again. Spin this bad boy on here. This is going to be so freaking beautiful. Okay, got that one done. And we need the amethyst. Yeah, this looks totally black right now, but it is a very, very dark purple. It's like a dark amethyst color, super dark. And we're going to back that on top of that again. So we got the tanzanite in the middle, or the first layer. Then we put the electrum on top of that. It's going to give it a little shimmer to that tanzanite purple, and then we're going to back it again with the dark amethyst, which should punch up the purples a little bit. And then based on that, we should have a pretty good start here. Yeah, we're looking good. Yeah, we're looking really good right now. So we're going to smash it down into the mold. We'll pop it back out so you guys can get a view of that. Mold shots are always awesome. Thank you, L to the B. Thank you. Thank you for this, the confettis. All right, so we're going to come into the mold and kind of push this down a little bit. Get it to blend. A little bit more. Okay, here we go. We're just going to bring it in and smash it just a little bit. Slow push there. Yeah, that looks good. We got multi-layers in here. I'm pretty happy with this. All right. So I am going to transfer it a little bit one last time, just for a minute. I want to keep an eye on the dichro before we go too far. Then we're going to start doing the opals, and then we'll make the middle. Do they make camera lenses like the glass? They do, but the camera lens, the problem is you end up not seeing all the colors. Like, you miss out on a tremendous amount. Adam, thank you for the clutch. And L to the B, I don't know if I said thank you very much for the confettis. I appreciate you. Yeah, we'll be able to get some photographs of the marbles. I don't have them out in front of me. All right, so we're just going to trim this, polish it up a little bit. We're going to see what the color's looking like, and then we're going to let it sit in the kiln. We're going to do the opal portion. And hopefully we got an amazing set of colors going. So you're going to see the purple starting to, it's going to go dark on the outside and get lighter in the middle as it cools, but almost looks like that mirrored surface there. So there are the colors we got going on. And we're just beginning. And then once the dichro cools, it'll have that fiery look to it. There. Now you can see it. See how it shifts purple? That's what we want. All right, this is going in the kiln for a little bit. All right, we're going to do the opal. Before I go too far, we got to finish Dragonfly's pen. 1 second. I just have to pull the top off. There. It's been sitting on my bench. I got to pull it off. I didn't want it to break. This guy's kind of cool. It has the... Okay. Dolphins probably are going to have to move next time. So there is the pen. This is for Jace, for Dragonfly. But yeah, this is just a goofy little pen. Jace is going to love it. Put that guy off to the side. I thought it was kind of cute too, L to the B. Yeah, it's just... So Dragonfly's... I think it's grandson, right? Was watching. And he loves watching, and he loves googly eyes, so we made the googly eyes for him. All right. Let's get it done. Yeah, it's pretty strong, too. He's going to be able to write with it. It's fully functional. I'm not worried about it breaking. There's a lot of things that I've loved making. It's hard to choose one. It's super hard to choose one item. Okay, we're going to punch in really close again and super view. All right, so we're going to dip this into the opals, and we're going to start making the opal portion of the marble. It's going to have a massive amount of opals on it. So right there are all the little crushed opals. It doesn't look like it, but there are probably 50 to 70 little opals on there. And we're going to encase that. And the way I encase them, I leave the opals near the flame, but they're not in the flame. Same way with the Dichro. We're going to get a rod hot, and we're going to adhere it right onto it, covering them up without letting them ever hit the flame. Like that. Okay, we got it melted in. I'm going to try pulling the view back just a tiny bit. There. That's okay. I think that's still close enough. Might have to move it a little bit now. There we go. That's a better view, I think. Okay, we're going to take it here, and we're going to do the taffy pull with it. So we're going to take it out, and this is how I mix my opals up. I just take them and I start stretching them to mix them up. Then you can see all the opals are now, that's what made the glass kind of like an off-white in there. That's all the opals in there. So now they're spread out throughout the whole thing instead of in one cluster. And then we're just going to make it into kind of like a round. We're going to twist it all up. Make sure we get rid of all the air bubbles out of here, because it'll start creating a few. And we just have to work them out. Oh, there's a big one right there. That was a big old air bubble right there. I don't mind the little ones. They actually add to it. I just don't need gigantic air bubbles. There we are. So this contains all the opals. We're going to magnify it a little bit. And then we're going to back this up with color as well. Hey, what's up, Deb? What's up, Heather? How are you? And we're going to start pushing this in. Okay, we got a good section push there. Going to separate it. Should be pretty awesome. This is going to look amazing. Okay, bring it back up a little. There we are. So you guys can see a little bit of it. You can kind of see the opals bouncing around in there. Those little dots are opals. We're going to go back out to the larger view. Use the marble mold to kind of flatten it out a little bit. Attach another punty and start working on the color of the back end here. This is where it's going to get pretty awesome. Okay, we're looking good. Just have to smooth that out. Yeah, I can definitely see some of the opals popping in a little bit. It's going to be much more difficult to see while it's hot, but you can kind of see them bouncing. You see these little green spots happening in there? Every once in a while, you're going to see these little green shimmers. Those are some of the opals. And they're going to get better and better and better as it cools. Right now, it just looks like a bunch of nothing. Like a little bubbles, almost like a champagne thing. Thank you, Bayo. You didn't have to do that, but thank you for the super chat. I do sell stuff on TikTok. I just had to temporarily pause my store, though. Until they get their act together on part of it, I had to put a pause on it. Okay. Now we're going to start working on the back end of the marble. or the middle section here. I've been kind of wanting to try this for a while anyways, what we're about to do, so we're gonna definitely find out how well it works. So we're gonna separate here. Got a good separation there. And we're going to use the Lucy to do the first backing. So this is the Lucy color here. I'm going to park it up where the dolphin is right there. You can't even see it. Damn it. I'm just going to set this down for a second. Come over to the side. Can't do it very long, but here is the Lucy color. You can see it's that bright, bright pink. So we're going to use that as the UV backing first. So we're going to put the Lucy on behind it. And then we're going to back it with a different color. So technically, when you start to view this, it should have pink, like a pink UV glow under the opals. Which is what I've been wanting to try for a while. So it'll glow pink UV under the opals. And then we're going to use electrum on top of that, kind of get it to reflect like a mirror. So it's going to make the UV even more prominent. But we got to get all this Lucy on here first. And that's what we're adding right now. So yeah, it'll have a nice bright UV pink glow behind it. Just need to go a little bit further. I'm trying to flatten this out and meld it right to the next orb up there, the little flat spot. Just a little bit more. And we're good. I definitely want to put that off to the side though. I always keep using my Lucy rods as punties when I get lost. All right, we're going to bring in the filter temporarily because I got a minute to melt this in. You can see, oh, let me bring in the camera. Let's bring it up close. There we go. So we're going to bring in the filter. You can see how the filters react, like my lenses and all that. And that's how I see everything going on. What's up, Ray? Pop it out just a little. There we go. And just got to smooth out this little, as Kevin reminded me last night, it looks like a yo-yo. So that gap in the middle kind of makes it look like a yo-yo. And we're just melding it in right now. There, we got rid of it. So now we have a cupcake. Kind of looks like a cupcake. All's good, Ray. All right, now, as I said earlier, we're going to take a little electrum, back that up as well. The only way to do it effectively is kind of create all these little lines throughout it. Trying to keep it super thin. Like that. So we got all those little weird lines running through it like a spider web or a star cluster. We're going to take all that and then we're just going to mix it in a little and then spin it up. This keeps it nice and thin. I don't want to overpower the electrum on here. That's like a liquid metal glass. Looks very metallic-y. And I want it on here, I just don't want it overpowering the whole piece right now. Because I have a specific thing I want to do on here. Yeah, it looks good. This is going to be fantastic. We're going to take that and just kind of spin things up. Create this little bit of a foggy pattern. So we're going to have to start coming over here. All right, I'm going to bring it over to the side view so you guys get a better view at the moment. So this isn't going to be the end result. It's just the kind of what you keep. See how it's getting very shimmery right there? We're going to change all that up. But I wanted you to see what it looked like before we ever get to it on that. Okay, next step, amber purple. We're going to park amber purple right inside there. And here we go. So it should be kind of a cool color combo. We got the UV Lucy with the opals. And then right below it, we have the electrum, which will make it pop out really well. And behind that, we got amber purple, which should kind of show up. That's why I did it very, very thin. And then behind the electrum, we will have amber purple for sure. a little bit more. Okay, we're all good. Bring it out here, smooth it out a little bit. Okay, we should have a bunch of colors running through here now. For the marbles, this is, yeah, it's layering glass on top of glass on top of glass on top of glass. And then we'll fuse it all together. We should have a beautiful color bouncing through here now. And it'll get better over time, but you can see those, see the amber purple starting to come into play. As it gets a little different. There we go. All right, time to start putting this thing together. We're going to have to build a little base to it. So we're going to use some cobalt. And this will be the middle section. Then we're going to fuse the two halves together. I got to do a little bit of work to the cobalt after we get it in there, but pretty much this will be the middle section. Okay. Anytime you see that flame, you know it's gotten a lot bigger than I thought. All right, let's go. We're going to stack this sucker up. Come on, let's melt. This is what I don't like about it. I love cobalt glass, but man, it takes forever to melt. Cobalt's one of the hardest colors to melt. Okay. Okay, let's get this thing all prepped for assembly here. I'll move this over here so you guys get a better view. There, that'll give you a better view of what's going to happen. So melting everything in. So we're stacked on top of stacks on top of stacks of color. Set this down temporarily. Let that guy sit. Grab this. Okay, break it off back here. There we go. Okay, so we're fusing the two together right now. You can see they're kind of melding together now. What's up, Dale? Let's pop it in. Let's get up and close so you guys can see it a little better. Okay, I got to let that melt for a second and check timer wise. We're all good. So we're getting there. What was the first thing I ever made? It was kind of like a little worm looking thing. I was very, very young. I pretty much grew up with this as a career, or as a having been around. My mom started when I was 2. There we go. So everything's fusing together now. You can see it all pushing together. And here we go. Trying to get this one little section melded in. And again, that cobalt is so uncooperative at times. All right, we're going to have to change up a little bit here, because we're getting so heavy, it's becoming a little wobbly for these holding rods. They're not capable of sustaining it, sustaining the weight. So they're starting to bend on me. So we're going to change over to a bigger holding rod or punty rod. So it's something a little more manageable. But might as well show you the colors while we're at it. So we got the purples running through. We got these colors running. We're not done with that middle section yet. But we got the purples running through. You can see the dark purple, light purple. Everything starts transitioning later. There's like the version of the dark purple, light purple, shimmer. We haven't even begun to show the other side. Okay, and I have to split this guy up because this is going to be my next punties. This will be able to hold the weight. All right, come on, hurry up and split. There we go. Glass is like a love-hate relationship with hurry up and heat up and then stop heating up so fast. There's like a love-hate relationship with it. All right, got that punty rod on there. And then we're going to change the other one on the other side. And this will add a lot of stability so the thing doesn't start flopping around on me all crazy. Because I still have some work I want to do in that section. But I have to get it all fused together before we can do it. I'm going to pull that little chunk off. Okay, let's grab here. We're going to punty it up. All right, we're nice and fused. Okay, so just a little eardrum warning. We are going to have to crank up the torch a little. It is going to get a little bit louder. So if you have your volume really high up, you may want to consider that before we go any further. And here we go. So the goal right now is to get those two little dark sections melded together as one. Then we're going to kind of decorate it a little bit. Create a little patterning to it, and then we will start making this into a full-blown marble. Yeah, we're just about there. Just about there. All right, we got to start getting this into a little bit of a round shape, and then I can work the pattern completely. In fact, I forgot, we got to change camera views. Okay, so we're going to be using the molds right in front. This is going to start help shaping the item itself. We'll get it a little round, and then we got to do some decoration in there. Right about the middle section, you see where it's really dark. See that dark ring around the middle? So we're going to kind of feather that in. And here we go. We're going to start getting it a little bit roundish. So the material I'm using right here for the marble itself right now is called graphite or carbon. It is essentially pencil lead. Same thing, just bigger. We got a little bit to go, and then we're going to start feathering this thing out, and this will be the last part of the design itself, and I think it's going to look fantastic. We got dichro, crushed opals, electrum, Lucy, the UV pink. I don't see any other, well, yeah, there might be one extra little surprise. All right, let's get it. It's a little off balance. Give me 1 second here. Okay, we're going to bring it in for a side view for a moment. Well, let's bring it in. You can see this should be the dichro side. And again, that dichro is super hot, so it's not showing at the moment. We've got the electrum shiny in the back. So these sections right in here, we're going to blend together. Those little blue all the way around. But I need to go grab a rod. 1 second. This is where it's scary, you getting up with 3,000 degrees of molten glass walking around. Oops. And let's cut this thing up. All right. I needed a skinny rod. This is a big marble now. All right, one last look on the side before we start making it look awesome. So you can see how it looks before we get to it. I'm not going to spin it around too much, but those are the colors that we have right now. turn this down a little bit. All right, there we go. Don't need it raging for this part. A little bit of that liquid metal glass on there. And then we got the amber purple again. I'm going to bring it in really tight so you guys can see. We're going to bring the camera up pretty tight on this one. Right about there. Let's bring it over right there. Zoom in right there. So we're going to bring it in pretty tight so you guys can see what's going on. Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you for letting me do it. This is kind of like taking my day to a happy place. This is like good for me. All right, so we're going to start blending this guy together. I wonder if I have another ambery purple here. I think you're amber purple. No, you're the skinny. I thought I brought one more amber purple. No, that's okay. I can manage. So we're going to take the amber here. We're just going to kind of buzz around. Mix it in with that electrum. And what I'm trying to simulate right now is kind of like oceanic waves. Oops. So I want it to kind of have these oceanic wave looks to it. And there we go. So that'll be in the amber purple, which is going to be absolutely amazing. And if I am correct, this is uranium. Yep. So this is a very, very rare uranium. This one's not even produced anymore, I don't think. They made it for a while. Here. So this is called citrine. They don't really make this one anymore. So this is a uranium glass we're going to pop in there. And they don't even make this color. It's a beautiful color of uranium. It's a little more, I think it's a little more greenish. Like a darker green than the uranium slime green. Got like 1 pound of this stuff left. Of the citrine. All right, so we got citrine running around. Yeah, it does kind of look like a planet right now. So we're bringing it out so you guys can see kind of the progress as we go through. Can you see the citrine popping on there with the amber purple now? And we're bringing it back up. Now we're going to add the clear. So this clear is going to make everything work. It's going to bring everything together. This is where we're going to meld everything together, give it that full oceanic look. Then we're going to take the whole marble and make it look exactly like a marble. So we're going to take this clear, and I really want to get this patterning done correctly. little bit further. See, I can't see the other end where I'm coming into. I can't tell when I'm starting and stopping. And we're right there. Okay. Okay, that should do it. Now we just have to get this all round. One last time for the side view. I'm going to bring it out. And once this will blend over, it'll fit over. You can see those colors, the amber purple, the citrine green, and then the clear, blending everything in. The colors will blend into that blue and down below a little, and we're going to make it all amazing. Let's see if the dichro's showing up. Yep, dichro's showing up. And the opal's on the other side. Okay, let's bring out the view for a minute because we're going to be going to the mold. Okay, this is, again, going to get a little loud. We're not adding any more color. Now we're just basically going to shape this guy into a marble. And I kind of want those colors to bleed into the clear sections up here. And it's starting to blend in now. Okay, we got that going. I'm going to separate this bottom, and we're going to use a little bit of gravity. We're going to bring it here and just kind of let it start working its way down. Actually, I could probably bring in the close view for a little bit. We're not going to the mold for a minute or two. So now you can see that look right there of what's happening. I keep forgetting, I got to reset this PTZ here. There we go. There. Now that's better. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to get it to all drip down. Mama, Steve, and Sam, thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate that. And the rose. Thank you very much. Bentley's mom, thank you for the confetti. Okay, now you can see how this ridge, I'll show you what I'm working on and what we're trying to go for. See this ridge right here? Right there? I'm trying to get it to come down so it's all even. Right now it looks like an acorn. So we're going to crank up a little bit. There we are. At least it's a cool looking video, right? Got a little fire going. Bring it over here. Creative, thank you so much for the donuts. Appreciate that. Okay, so we're getting ready to go to the marble mold. This is where we start having a heck of a lot of fun. Y'all ready? Yeah, we're going to have a heck of a lot of fun at this point. This is where the fun stuff. If you have stuck around this long, you're in for the fun ride. See, remember I was saying I wanted it to drip down, and it did. So now, when I go to put it into the mold, it's all going to blend perfect. So this is one of the little marble tricks I learned along the way, is to stretch it back out and then compress it back, and everything blends. And here we go. Now I'm not putting any weight on this at all. In fact, I can do it 2 fingers. I'm just letting the weight of the glass do all the work. See how close we got? This is like a super little marble. I don't know if anybody else does their marbles this way, but that's how I get them super even from the middle out. Is I stretch it back out, and then when I compress it back, everything blends. I've never seen anybody else do that technique, but it works for me. And then we stretch it out just a little bit. Oops, sorry, dolphin. See, it's pulling down on its own. And we're going to bring it back into the mold. And then everything starts melding back together. And it works even better that way. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if anybody else does their stuff that way, but for me it works. This is actually quite a cool marble. I've never done it this particular way, as far as the band around with the blending, like oceanic wave appearance. I mean, it's not going to look like oceans because it's different color, but that just kind of that form. I've not done it around the band in the middle-ish area before. It's actually kind of cool. I like it. Definitely going to have to put this in my recipe book. If you are a glassblower or an artist, I always suggest you keep a recipe book. And the recipe book is basically when you figure something out for the first time and you go, wow, that's really cool. You put it into a book, like a tablet, or books, multiples. I have like 10 of them. And you put them into a book so you can go back and reference what you did. Because, like for me, 2 days from now, I'm not going to remember what the heck I did. Now, I have it on video, but a month from now, I'm going to be struggling to figure out what the heck it is. So that's why I always say, remember to keep a recipe book. And it doesn't matter what form of artwork you're doing. You can absolutely have that happen. What's the most pieces I've made in a year? I don't know, about a year. Back in my production day, yeah, there was 1 year where I was in full production. So I was making that's back in the day when I was making pipes. I don't make them anymore. But when I was making pipes, give me a second. Let me do the math here because it's going to be a bit. Just under 4,000 pipes in a year, I would say. Wait, no. Not 4,000. Holy crap. I was going by wheat. I would say about 12,000 pipes in a year. I was doing like 1,000 a month on them. I was making 1,000 pieces a month. 250 a week, roughly. 250 of them a week. Have I ever been burned badly? No, I don't have any really good burn stories. I wish I did, kinda, but I don't. I don't have any good burn stories. All right, let's take a look at our progress. What do you guys say? Okay, we're not even on the reveal, and I already like it. We're not even close to seeing the colors pop out. You guys haven't even begun to see all the colors, what's going to happen on this thing. It isn't even gotten close. Yeah. I don't know if the Dichroic's popping out yet. I don't want to melt my camera, but we haven't even gotten, the color isn't even close to done yet. Yeah, it isn't even close. This is one of those ones that when we put it in the kiln and it comes out the next day, you're just going to be going, oh my God. Oh, don't cry. It's all good. This is beautiful. I'm kind of excited to see what the heck it does. I'm so thankful to have the opportunity to do it. I just wish I could do them smaller. I have this marble malfunction where everything is so damn big. Everything is big. I can't make a small ass marble. I just can't. I don't know why. Okay, let's crank it up. Probably because I keep adding crap to it and I go, oh, that would be cool. Oh, that would be cool. Honestly, the one part in here I am super stoked to see is the Lucy underneath the opals. So I am so excited to see that Lucy color under the opals when it cools off. I can't wait. That's the part I cannot wait for. Let's give my shout outs tonight. We got Dragonfly Creation and Grove's Glass Gallery out here. And they are two of the moderators that are also lamp workers. Give them a follow if you want to see some people doing some awesome work, different progress. I highly recommend you give them a follow because they are getting really, really good fast. And you want to be in there saying, I knew them when they were young pups in glass. And now they're like super famous. And we got Red Squeak doing an amazing job of photography. I'm glad she's taking it serious. She's pretty awesome at it. Give Red Squeak a follow. Creative Release is awesome. Beautiful art. Go check it out. And who else am I missing on here? I know Kevin's book was on here. Kevin's book is, wrote a book about his experiences as an investigator against crimes against children. I don't know of anybody that has a problem with someone going after crimes against children. Only done small marble? You know what? You got to start somewhere, Mike. I'm happy that you're doing small marbles. Good job. Yeah, there's Kevin's book. Kevin is an amazing guy. So go check out his book, Hunter of the Damned. He may not believe it, but I'm going to push that sucker. We're going to get it to the New York Times bestseller list. I'm going to do it, Kevin. I'm a stubborn dude. I got you. If I have to bribe someone with a marble. If I have to send the editors at New York Times a marble. Yeah, definitely order his book. Honestly, it's a great read. I will tell you, though, it's a hard read. Okay, there are things in there that he talks about as he did his investigation. And if you're, well, it's a hard read in some ways. But I think everybody should read it. Okay. Yeah, this thing is almost looking like an egg, and I was just watching a little documentary on Robin Williams, and I was thinking Mork and Mindy just now. That's how my brain works. You don't want to be in my head. You definitely don't want to be in my head. I just started thinking Mork and Mindy. I sure do miss that guy. He was one of a kind for sure. My favorite comedian of all times. Robin Williams was my absolute favorite. I know a lot of people out there saying Richard Pryor, who's great. A lot of other greats. But Robin Williams was my favorite. Yeah, he was my favorite because he could improvise on the fly and everything landed well. I mean, he was just one of a kind. And then another one that a lot of people don't know, that don't remember, is Sam Kinison. Sam Kinison was pretty funny. I enjoyed his comedy. And then, yeah, after that, definitely Eddie Murphy when he was doing stand-up. I think Eddie Murphy was absolutely brilliant too. I mean, he's still around, but he does do comedy, but his stand-up routines were innovative at the time. He blew the doors open for comedians in a big way. Yeah, Kinison was the guy that screamed a lot. Yeah, I love Sam Kinison. He was cool. A lot of people don't know that Sam Kinison was actually a preacher. I don't know if anybody's ever seen his life story, but he was a preacher, like a real preacher. He really was. Carlin was great. Yeah, I like Carlin. Carlin was super great. But again, in my book, I have my favorites, and that everybody has their own eclectic version of what they think is awesome. The part that I always remember in Kinison when he was talking about way back in the day, a lot of the kids won't remember this, but Ethiopia was starving at the time, and there was a big Ethiopia drive. And I felt bad for them. I really did. But he was saying, if you watch his routine on it, it kind of makes sense too. We're so close to this. I can't wait to see what the colors do. Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of super great comedians right now. I really like Matt Rife. Okay, now don't pay attention to those colors yet. When that amber purple strikes in there, it is going to be amazing, and there is purple underneath it. Then we got the opals. Wow, I'm getting that hot. So we got the opals in there with the backing of the electrum. Okay, we're not little opals showing up right now. Let me see if I can get it from the side. Yeah, there's a few little green specks showing up. They're cooling off a little. But look at that color starting to come in on the sides. It's not done yet. It's not evolved. This color will morph in the kiln. Then we got the electrum going, the opals, and then underneath that is going to be the Lucy color. All right, we're on one last punty. This guy should be done. It looks fantastic. I cannot wait to see this thing. It's pretty big though. It's like 3 millimeters under 3 inches. Yeah, I'll post pictures of this. Yeah, it's just like 3 millimeters under 3 inches. It looks like. I could be off by a millimeter or two, but it's pretty close. So this is one of the most difficult marbles to do. Because it's got 2 clear ends on it, both lens caps have to be exactly perfect. The lens cap is how you look into the marble from the top and bottom, or vice versa. If you don't get it completely smoothed out, you're going to have a little wobble. And you definitely don't want to need a wobble. Good night, Colleen. All right, here we go. We're going to pull this off. And there we go. We're looking good. Definitely a one-off. It's definitely a one-of-a-kind. All right, let's punch in the view for a moment. There. That's what I was trying to get to. This is what I'm talking about. You got that little tiny dimple up there. If you don't get that melted in, obviously it looks bad. But you definitely have to get it really melted in there. I might even have to bust out the hand torch. Not sure yet. All right, let's bring it back out because we're going to be going back to the molds. Ooh, that breeze feels good. There's a little breeze pumping in here right now. Like super happy. Okay, we just have to smooth that out. I think we're going to be able to detach it. Last step is I'm going to throw some borax on top of the color, get it to pop out a little more. And that's the last step, other than pulling it off the punty rod. So this step right here, for those of you who don't know, borax laundry soap is part of somewhat the chemical makeup of this glass, the boron in borax. And it can add a little bit of color enhancement to the glass. Can also stabilize the glass if you get what's called devitrification in there. But I like enhancing the color with it. I think it looks really good. Oh, heck yeah. We're going to go to the side view. You're going to see a little color change. I don't know if you guys will notice it. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. I don't know if you saw a little bit of color change coming. It's going to go a lot more too. There's going to be a lot of color bouncing through this band here. But there's definitely some color change that just happened. Again, there's the dichro. There's definitely a little bit. Okay, moment of truth. God, I hate that phrase. If you ever been in the Marine Corps, you know what the moment of truth is. Or if you ever went through Marine Corps boot camp. There we go. Got to get this sucker hot. Whew, barely fits in there. All right, and this is how you detach it. We're going to come through in 3, 2, 1. Off it comes. And we're definitely going to have to use the hand torch. God, I haven't used this in a while. Why don't you try and fall on me? Damn it. All right, we should be good right after this. All right, we're all good. Yep, I'm going to have just a minute here to show you guys. I can't do it too long. Okay, you can start to see the opals. We got the electrum in there. You're going to see the opals really quickly in there. And then the other side, we got the dichro. It's so bright right now, it's impossible to kind of see. Got the side colors popping in. And maybe, no, Lucy's not showing up yet. But we definitely have to get this in the kiln ASAP. Now, I'm waiting for the colors to come out on that because it's going to be perfect. Okay. And then we got to finish this pen real quick. Thank you, Daisy Girl. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's a very cool piece. I like it. Let me finish this pen. We made it last night and I forgot to cut it off. So this is a glow-in-the-dark pen. It has a little flamey tip on it. Maybe we can get a little hot shot on it. Oop. There. Now you can see all those colors coming through. And then there's the corkscrew through it. So we have the glow-in-the-dark. I just have to finish this off. Because I didn't do it right away. We're going to cut it off here, and then this will take a Bic insert. I got to remember to grab those too. So we're going to create the little spot where the Bic pen slides into. And it's just a regular Bic pen, like BIC Bic pen. And there we are. Open that up. And now I have to find my drill bit somewhere. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Up there it is. So this little drill bit is perfect for the insert. It's the exact size that I need. Perfect. Just a tiny little maneuver right there. And that's it. Going to finish it off on the side, cover up that hole. Put a little kickstand on it. Just a baby one. So yeah, this will be a Bic pen. When we get done, we'll put the insert in when it cools off, and it's a writing pen. And I like it because it has the universal pen fittings in there. Tap that off. Smooth it out. There. And so that's it. Okay, I need to take a short break for a minute. And I might be back. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things are going tonight. But thank you for joining me. I appreciate you all hanging out. It's been awesome. And we'll talk soon.